Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Dion. I'm back with a daily, not FanDuel, but a Draftkings video, man. I'm kinda shying away from FanDuel just because I've been having a bunch of success on DK. Cash games, I find it a lot. Well, I'll say it a lot easier because you don't have to rely on the win. I basically went through all of this yesterday, so I'm not even gonna go all day about it. But I think I'm actually on the wrong slate. I want to talk about the early slate first, so let me leave this. But yeah, man. Okay, early. Let me just click a random tournament. But yeah, man, definitely cashed again. The results are on my Twitter page, so if you guys want to see it, let's go. You guys see me just randomly tweeting stuff. Let me go look for that. All right, so yeah, this was my cash game lineup. We got 142, pretty successful night. Archer, Tanaka did pretty good. Got that nice little zero from Beef Castillo. Vital did his job. I guess Parker, he's 34% owned, but he was leading off, so kind of felt like I had to play him, and there was nobody around his price range that I wanted. Then Drury, clutch, home run in the ninth. VR is the GOAT. Braun, pretty good. Cargo flop, but Suzuki at his price point, I can live with the seven. So had a pretty successful night. Even my tournaments did good. Cashed in 2 or 3 of those. So on to the next day, man. Right now, pretty much undefeated on DraftKings. I think I've only missed cash once, and that's because I played nothing but tournaments that day. It was a horrible slate. I think that's the PV slate that I didn't cash. Oh no, I cashed on the early slate that day, and I didn't cash on the late slate, or either one. I know I cashed one of those days, and didn't catch the second part. So either I cashed the early slate and didn't catch the late slate, or vice versa. But who cares, man? We got the early slate to talk about. Let's jump right into it. We got the Boston Red Sox at the Toronto Blue Jays. Marcus Stroman, Porcello on the mound. Now this is a game where you where they might let me go to DK pricing. All right. So this is a game. I just want to make sure it's on DK pricing. So this is a game where I probably don't want to have too much exposure to either pitcher or too many bats here. These bats are kind of expensive right off the bat. If I'm looking at anybody though, I do like some of the price points of some of these guys. Like Justin Smoke, he just donked today. Saunders 3.5. Even E5 is pretty cheap, considering the power he has. But Porcello has done pretty good. Um, Also got Mookie Betts. The Red Sox can pretty much hit anybody. But did they get locked up today? Oh no, they actually put up 5 runs. But for the most part, they even did averaging like maybe 4 runs a game. So this is probably some respect to Stroman, the way he's been pitching. He's been pitching pretty solid. We could take a look at the advanced analytics for his numbers, well, the sabermetrics. I think that's what you call it for baseball. So let's go take a look at him real quick. We'll take a look at Stroman. Let's see. All right, swing and strike for Stroman, not good at all. A lot of zone contact is what you don't want to have versus the Red Sox. But he's a ground ball pitcher, so that's not the end of the world. He's been worse at home than he has on the road. Home versus left. Okay, so he had a little bit of struggles with lefties here. You definitely don't want to have that against Big Poppy. 380 FIP, 350, 380 XFIP, 350 FIP. All right, so everything's looking pretty good here for the most part. Numbers not looking bad at all. Then we take a look at the hard contact, 33.3 to lefties, but a 63% ground ball rate, man. Now, he's not giving up much home runs, if you can tell by the home run and fly ball. It is a hitter's park, but this game is probably a wash for me where I'm just not going to touch anybody here. But let me go take a look at Big Poppy's price. Oh, wrong tab. 5.3. Nah, no way I can do it. Travis Shaw 3.5. Where they got Jackie Bradley Jr. He's been on fire for the most part. 3.7. Maybe, but when we look at some of the other outfielders, I'm pretty sure these guys won't be necessary. So I think we kind of skip from this game. Matter of fact, let me go look at Porcello. Actually have him on season long. I gotta remember to bench him because All right, swinging strikes not too good. Zone contacts pretty bad. Um, 343 woe with the righties, not good at all. 300 BABIP. FIP is pretty bad. XFIP not the worst. He's been getting some Ks. Okay. 32.4 hard contact. Not an extreme ground ball pitcher, so maybe some merit to picking on him there. So we'll take a look at some of the prices here. Like I said, he struggled a little bit with righties, so maybe we want to go E5 at that price point. I think that's pretty cheap, man. Just below 4K. Definitely some tournament upside. Probably wouldn't roster him in cash. I don't even know if I'm gonna run cash against her early slate, but most likely I will. So yeah, I think we kind of move on from that game. Next, we got the Chicago White Sox at KC Royals. It's been raining pretty much for the last 2 days in KC, so I have to take a look at the weather. But for the most part, Fantasy Lab has it projecting being a nice weather for this game. So we'll take a look at Carlos Rodon. Ventura has been pretty bad, man, pretty bad. So let's go look at Ventura. I had to drop him from my season-long team. Freaking hated him. Okay. Ventura 338 woe with the lefties, 320 on the righties. All right. Doesn't look bad on the surface, but when you go take a look at the FIP and XFIP, he's not carrying lefties at all. I mean, he's pretty much been getting bailed out, man. And he probably hasn't faced any the right teams yet to really destroy him. Hard contact not through the roof. Pretty much a decent ground ball pitcher to lefties, not so much to righties. 30.4 hard contact. I think it was pretty high. I think it was higher than that before, but it's one down a little bit. But let's go take a look at some of the White Sox bats. As far as righties go. Oh crap. All right, 350. Damn, that offense is starting to struggle a little bit. Everybody's stats are going down a little bit. Still don't want no Ventura though. Let me look at something. 7.5 swing and strike. Everything's down. So okay. Swing percentage. All right. Oh, wrong thing. So for the most part, man, I'm not liking any White Sox bats here. We'll take a look on the other side. Maybe Melky, he just hit a grand slam today, if I'm not mistaken, so he might start heating up. Let's see how he's been faring anyway. 3.2K is pretty cheap for a guy that's struggling with lefties. Okay, got a hit. 1, 2. Okay, so he's been decent. Let me see what he does when he's in. Okay, if he's 4K, that means the matchup was great. He went 0 for 5. When he's 4K, he went 1 for 3. So that means the matchup was good. All right, so pretty much for the most part, he's been pretty inconsistent. Not too high of a ceiling, but I think in a pitcher's park, I don't know how much I really want to have much exposure to him. So Melky, I'm definitely not high on him. Not too high on any of the White Sox bats. 343 woe, but that's pretty good. 318 BABIP, not too bad. He's not striking out at all either. Matches up pretty much what Ventura's been doing. So we definitely know Melky's gonna put the ball in play. Okay, 28.6 hard contact, home run, a fly ball. Yeah, so right now they don't even have much pop in their bats either. Everybody seems to be struggling a bit, sending the ball out of the park. So unless they're about to nickel and dime to death, I don't see if I don't want to have Ventura, but I definitely don't want to have any exposure to these White Sox bats either. So maybe give me Melky and possibly Ian, because Ian can pretty much hit any bad righty. So he has stolen base upside. I guess he's actually an extra base machine too. So I'll take a look at the chat, see if anybody's there actually. Let me see. Okay, only got 2 viewers right now, so it's a Saturday night. I don't expect anybody to be here. But if you're watching, man, definitely subscribe, give me a thumbs up or something, man. Show some support, man. Definitely appreciate that. So we can take a look at Carlos Rodon now. Okay. Now this was a guy that was supposed to greatly improve, and he's improved a little bit, I guess. Still walking too many batters for my liking, though. But Okay, 354 Woba, 297 batting average to righties, so righties are hitting them up. The FIP and XFIP is extremely bad to righties, and we have some pretty good righty hitters on the Royals, so we'll take a look at them. Okay, I definitely want some Lorenzo Cain, maybe some Kendrys Morales. I'm not too high on Salvi versus lefties, but what else we got? This might have some forgetting too. Let me go see. Is it Colonel Cuthbert? I don't know how you say his name. Cuthbert. I'm gonna give up. Let me see. Has he been playing or has he been sent down? Okay, he just got called back. Okay, so he is back up. Let me see. Oh no, he hasn't played in a few days, so I guess he's not getting much playing time. So maybe for the most part, just give me some Lorenzo Cain. Let's see his price. 4,400, not too bad, but I don't like the ballpark. We'll see if we can find a better outfielder, and well, at least similar matchup with a better park. So we can kind of move on to that game. Not too high of an over under anyway. Next, okay, we don't got no over under for this game, but I do like Cal Hendricks, pretty solid. I just don't like that he never goes more than 6 innings for the most part. But against a Philly team, I can see him doing pretty good. So we'll take a look at his numbers. We can go take a look at Philly as a whole versus right-handed pitcher. All right. Let's go see events. Where they rank in WOBA. Let's see who they rank in WOBA. Fourth to last. Okay. Not too high. The WRC is not looking impressive. Kane at 21%. Not nothing crazy, but Cal Hendricks, man, definitely pretty solid pitcher. So at least containing lefties and righties right now, which you like to see at home in a big ballpark. FIP and XFIP pretty good. K, if you pretty much combine that, that's close to 20%. So not too bad. Not giving up a lot of hard contact. Pretty much a ground ball pitcher too, which is what we like to see. This line drive percent is something he needs to cut down, but I guess we can live with that against Philly, man. Not too many bats that scare me there. And it's a big ballpark, so definitely got that working in his favor. Now we'll take a look at Eichhoff. All right. Definitely want to see Hendricks' price too. Okay. 8.8 swing strike zone, pretty bad. All right. 358 Woba to lefty. Sheesh. The FIP is bad. XFIP not the worst. Not really striking any of the lefties out. So okay, let's see the ground ball fly ball rate. Pretty decent ground ball pitcher, but is there anybody we really want to pick on them with from the Cubs? I definitely want to see if there's any streak going for the Cubs. If anybody's on a nice little hit streak, anybody has it going right now, because they've been pretty inconsistent. And Eichhoff, I've seen them have some pretty solid games too. So, all right, let's go for the at bats. Of course, Zobrist, but I know he's priced through the roof. Let's see. Matter of fact, yeah, not paying that price. Let's see. Go back to some other Cubs. Let's see, Rizzo, 4,100. That's pretty cheap. Listella, 3K. Okay. Fowler, 45. Too much. Hayward, 38. I guess the best bang for your buck will probably be Listella or Rizzo. But let's go look at the numbers anyway. 339 batting average for Fowler. 300 for Listella, pretty good. Rizzo, 267. Yeah, shaky. Montero, 230. So I'm not too high on these guys, but I don't think they're bad plays. Just because we've seen them explode before, but definitely not. If I'm taking any exposure there, it's probably that guy with the biggest pop in his bat or Listella. So Rizzo, Estella for me. Fowler definitely has some stolen base upside. He leads off, switch hitter. He's done pretty well this year, so not a bad play either. I just don't like his price. So next we can kind of move on there. So just give me Hendricks from this game, and everything else pretty much a fade for the most part. So we'll take a look at Matt Boyd now versus the Oakland Athletics. Let's see. I'll take a look. Someone's played this from this year, last year. Okay, swinging strike's pretty good. We definitely got to take a look at how many games he played. So first strike, all right. Zone contact 82, swinging. Okay, not 65%. All right, not bad. Okay, we don't got anything from him here today. Well, from this year, really, I guess he's been injured. But from last year, he was a gas can, 386 Woba, 286 batting average, gave up 11 homers, 15 walks. So it's horrible on the road too last year. Sheesh. Let's take a look at the FIP and XFIP. FIP and XFIP, the lefties and righties were pretty bad. So hard contact, pretty much a lot of it was a fly ball pitcher at that. Looking at this ground ball rate is disgusting. So man, definitely could give me some Valencia. Valencia at 3,500. That's pretty cheap. So matter of fact, let's lock in some of the pitchers right now. Got Kyle Hendricks 9,300. Not a bad play at all. Let's scroll down now. Jesse Hahn versus Detroit Tigers. So who else? Maybe some Semien. Let me go look at some of these numbers real quick. You know Semien has a lot of pop. I hate the ballpark though. I really do. Semien at 2.3. Let me see, 30 at bats. Okay, Valencia 364 average. Chris 273. Chris is leading all too, so let's take a look at his price. 3,200. Yeah, we'll see when we actually get down to like the finishing touches of the lineup. So for right now, main guy I'm taking Valencia at 3.5. That's pretty cheap for him versus lefty. He'll probably be high on the cash as well. So definitely take a look at Jesse Hahn now. Oh crap. See the play discipline numbers. Swing and strike is horrible. Zone contact. All right. Also swing. So he's not missing much bats, and you definitely don't have to be that kind of pitcher versus the Tigers. Giving up 381. Whoa, but the lefties not good at all. FIP and XFIP the righties, and oh my God, he's not striking anybody out. Let's go see the batted ball. He's been an extreme ground ball pitcher, not giving up much hard contact either, but the 30.8 homer and the fly ball ratio is not looking too good. Let's see. Now, this is the only thing I hate about BK is that Victor Martinez is the first base on here and not a catcher. But first base, man, you definitely never want to play. Victor Martinez is just not a guy I want to waste my first base on. Just not much pop from that side of the bat in that ballpark. So probably fade him there, but I do like him a little bit. Victor's batting he's actually batting over 300 versus righty, so far from a bad play, but definitely looking for some home run upside for my first baseman today, or you got to be like a super value play. So probably fade him there. Okay, 4 viewers now. Okay, it's lit, man. Rate this thumbs up button. I appreciate that. All right, so Jesse Hahn, let's go take a look at some of his last year's numbers too. Okay. Yeah, pretty much contained righties last year, and then this year. Let me see what his strikeout percentage was last year. 16%, so he's never been a big strikeout guy, but he's definitely generating a bunch of ground balls. So not a guy I really want to pick on there. Look at this 60%, and how many righties has he faced? 47, not the greatest sample size, but I don't know how I feel about picking on ground ball pitchers, but it is the Tigers. They definitely can get some runs going. And last year he was an extreme ground ball pitcher, the righties as well. So if I'm looking at anybody from the Tigers, maybe Vmart. That's about it. Oh, also Samalshia, man. I love him because it doesn't really matter the ballpark for his power, but I love playing him against pitchers that don't have strikeout stuff. So 3.1, I probably fade him in cash. More likely a tournament play, especially batting eighth, and he's so inconsistent. He strikes out a lot too. So probably definitely don't have any exposure to him. Let's go look at Tigers though, how they fare versus righties. Okay. Castellanos batting 372, Vmar 364, Maggie 345. I guess mostly a batting average. Oh my god, so nasty. And I say his name wrong, so I know. Don't correct me, please. 372 Woba though. He's showing some plate discipline too, but he still strikes out. It's weird. He has plate discipline, but strikes out too. But look at this isolated powers, which is the main reason why I actually like him. Definitely has some pop in his bat, pretty cheap. So before we finish, we'll see where he ranks among catchers for the early slate. So we kind of move on to the next game now. We got the Baltimore Orioles at the Cleveland Indians. Now, Ubaldo, he's trash. Definitely going to have some bats against him. Danny Salazar in a great spot. The Orioles have been carrying a bunch. They just beat up on Trevor Bauer today, but Trevor Bauer's always had a walk problem. And Salazar, not so much. And Salazar doesn't give up home runs, which is what I like. And that's what the Orioles offense is predicated on, getting freaking a bunch of home runs. They're all pop. Look at plate discipline looking pretty elite. 78.9 zone contact. Zone swing. He's generating a 70.2 zone swing. So, okay. All right. The Woba, the lefties and righties, pretty great. Fip and exit, pretty good. Kane, lefties and righties at a good margin. See the hard contact. All right. Pretty much a ground ball. Not really giving up much powers to righties. A little bit more to lefties as far as the hard contact goes. But, pretty decent park. I would like him to fix that, but the lefties, the Orioles throw out Chris Davis, who strikes out a bit. He's not really hitting that good, so I'm not really scared there. It's the righties. All the power comes from mainly the righties like Trumbo, Machado, Jonathan Scope. Who else am I missing? I said Trumbo, Machado, Scope. Yeah, those are the main guys pretty much for the most part. I think Weeders has had a little streak too. Let's see if he's still on it. Had like a nice little hit streak. I'm not even trying to advocate to play for him, but yeah, he's been heating up, man. Look at this. I'm gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 game hit streak. So he's been heating up a little bit too at this price. Maybe, but I doubt it. I'm not picking on Salazar, man. He's actually one of my favorite plays, so I guess we can lock him in there too. Let's go see what they rank versus righties within the last 2 weeks. All right, last 14 days. Let's see where the Orioles rank. All right. They're bottom, and I don't know what stat this is. Is this Woba? Okay, yeah, this is actually Woba. So in the last 14 days, they're third worst versus right-handed pitching. They're Kane at 27%. So we can definitely get some Salazar there, man. So these will most likely be my two pitchers for cash tomorrow. Let me actually go switch something real quick before I got food cooking in the oven. Don't kill me. All right. Just had to check on that real quick. You know, we unprofessional over here. We cook while we doing streams, so that's out the way now. All right, let me put my headphones back in. All right, so yeah, those are most likely my pitches for tomorrow. So Salazar, lock him into your cash games. Don't even think about it. Now, I will say though, I've seen him get lucky quite a few times. Salazar, he's been in a bunch of bases loaded jams that he's gotten out of. So, I mean, at least we know he can contain his poise and get out of rough stretches. But man, I hate seeing him. I hate seeing my pitchers having to go through that, especially on the efficiency side, where the walks and the hits really decrease points. But he always eliminates those with strikeouts. So. Probably won't have to stress it too much. Just gotta let you guys know. He's that kind of pitcher. So, but for the most part, he presents enough upsides. And the Orioles have been trash. So, let's go take a look at some bats we might want versus Ubaldo after we look at his numbers first. Ubaldo Jimenez. All right. 7.7 not looking too good. Okay, he's not generating a lot of zone swings too, so he might be freezing people. Okay. All right. 398 WOBA to lefties, 348 to righties. He's just been a gas can. Sheesh. FIP and XFIP not too good. He's having more problems with righties, I guess. Yeah. Hard contact rate is not nothing too crazy. 51% ground ball rate. To righties, 54 to lefties, 33.8 hard contact though. So maybe if we're taking any bets here, give me in the 15.8 homer on the fly ball, maybe some Jason Kipnis, because I actually wanted to play him today too, but I ended up taking Drury because he was too expensive on DK. So I don't think. Let me see what kind of game Kipnis had before I talk crazy about him. Because you know how MLB DFS works. If they flop in one good matchup, they automatically homer the next day. Let's see. What did I do? Why did I click on bat versus pitch? See, he went 1 for 5 today with 3 strikeouts. So yeah, he's definitely due for a homer today. Whenever you flop like that, it's just DFS. That's how DFS works. Hey, we got 4 watchers now. Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, definitely give me some Kipnis. We'll take a look at the Indian stats on the season, just so we know who we can trust, who's pretty consistent. I don't have it on righties. Say 40 at bats. Guys better have 40 at bats. All right. So Carlos Santana with the 400 WOBA, not really came much. Jason Kipnis 362, pretty good BABIP. Jose Ramirez been actually coming on, not too bad. But for the most part, these guys are striking out a bit. To Jan Gomes, Chisenhall, well, Lindor not too much, but he doesn't really hit righties that well. Marlon Byrd, Uribe, Rajah Davis, Napoli. Naquin doesn't really play that much, but man, I'm a little bit torn here. So pretty much for me, I'm gonna take the most consistent guy. Let's go look at the actual batting average first. Yeah, Kipnis batting 298, so he's pretty much the only guy I can trust. Maybe Jose Ramirez if I look at this price. This is price 3.6. Nah, I can't do it. Kipnis 4.9. Oh my god, I can't pay that price for him on DK. So definitely won't have no Kipnis exposure, but I like him a little bit. Let's see his price on FanDuel. Okay, FanDuel price 3.6. Now that's actually decent. That's something I can get behind playing, but that 4. Nah, I can't do that. Kipnis is priced through the roof. 4.9 is ridiculous. Yeah, so I think we kind of move on from that game. We go on to the Rays versus the New York Yankees. Now, this is my team. I picked on them with Archer yesterday, and the best case scenario happened. There were 2 errors back to back, and I think the 6th inning, and then A-Rod homered off him, so Archer didn't get the earned runs. But we also got some runs on the Rays because of the errors. So I'm hoping a situation like that can happen again today, because it might sound crazy, but I like Matt Moore a little bit, even though he's died I think a few times. But Michael Pineda, I don't know how to feel about this dude because he has some good stuff, but he just can't get the strikeout pitches. Let's go look at something real quick. Let's see if the stuff is still there. He still has a 13.9 swing strike percentage. His own contact's pretty good. 31.3 outside swinging percentage is pretty high. So he's getting some people to chase, but for some reason he just keeps dying. Whenever he gets on the mound, it's pretty much like 3-4 runs. If you look at the WOBA, the lefties and righties, pretty high. Let's take the FIP and XFIP actually say he's not that bad of a pitcher, but he just keeps dying. So maybe the Rays might be the team for him to get it back, and he might be a nice little tournament option. We'll take a look at his price. 8,500. Maybe I feel more comfortable if he was a little bit under 8K roster, just because he's been inconsistent. But this is a great matchup. The Rays are one of the worst teams versus right-handed pitching. Tanaka just shut them down today too. I've actually picked on the Rays quite a bit with right-handed pitching, and Pineda still has some good stuff, but he's so inconsistent that you can't trust him for cash. But maybe tournament option. You could rest him in there. Um, but I think for the most part, you might not need to get fancy. You might not need to get cute with pitching just because it's not really nobody really have to pay up for. I think as far as the bats go. So I think we kind of move on from there. Let's talk about Matt Moore. We all know the Yankees struggle a bit with lefties. Let's go take a look at it. We do get A-Rod back, which is an upgrade actually. Okay. Freaking, I don't know how, but Didi's batting 366 versus lefties. He's improved extremely. Starling Castro batting 295. So never mind. I'm not taking any Matt Moore. The averages have went up. We've actually been hitting lefties a lot better. The only thing is we're not hitting with much power. Starling Castro close 197 ISO. Okay, so the Woba's pretty good, but the WRC plus Teixeira has been injured, so that doesn't really matter. Castro and Didi's been pretty good, but Castro usually bats somewhere around second or third, and Didi's around seventh. So those might not even match up anyway. Okay, let's see the hard contact. Beltran 41.5, Hicks 37.5. Hicks needs to get it going, man. He's struggling right now. He's supposed to be our lefty killer. Okay, 348 BABIP. All right, let's see the line. Hold on. Starling Castro 29.2 line drive percentage. Okay, that's pretty impressive. All right, I like to see that. Now let's go take a look at Matt Moore numbers. He's pretty cheap for a team that, as a whole, has struggled with lefties. 10.8 swing strike, pretty good. All right, so all these numbers are looking pretty good on the surface. 337 Woba, 372. Oh, so he's a reverse splits pitcher now. The ERA, he's been pretty bad as far as the ERA goes. The xFIP to lefties is basically saying he's not. Those numbers to lefties aren't real. He's been pitching pretty good to lefties, but to righties, we can kind of touch him up a little bit. Let's see the hard contact. 35.3, and he's a fly ball pitcher. Maybe we can get some A-Rod and Starling Castro on there. Let's go take a look at their prices. A-Rod, is this DK or FanDuel? Okay, this DK. So Castro 3.1, that's pretty cheap. A-Rod 3.8. All right, we'll see. We'll see when we start to really get deep into the lineup. But A-Rod, Castro definitely on my radar. Maybe Hicks, maybe. As far as the Rays go, I don't like anybody. I'm not trusting it. But Pineda has been sus. Maybe that's my bias speaking. So if I'm gonna say if you take anybody be Logan Morrison, he's been crushing it lately. He's been having a nice little 2 weeks or so. He's only 3,400. Let's take a look at game log. 1 for 4, 3 for 4, 3 for 3, 1 for 2, 1 for 3. I think he got quite a few home runs too. Let me count 1, 2, 3. Okay, so he got 3 in his last 10 games, but let's keep going back to the hits. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He actually got some walks there too, so that don't matter. So we'll say 6. He's been on base safely 6, 7, 8, 3 for 4, 9, 2 for 5, 10. And I guess this was like a pinch hit situation where he went 1 for 1. So this guy's been pretty good. And he actually, so that was 2 walks. He generated 2. Oh no, hold on. I gotta get this matched up. Okay, those were K's I was looking at. He struck up 2 times, but he got walked once. And I think that was a pinch hit situation too. So for the most part, this guy's been pretty darn good. His batting average coming up. He got Pineda, who's been struggling for the most part, so that could be a nice little tournament option. But I think we're pretty much done with that game. We can move on to the next one. I'm about to try to breeze through these next 2 games, so I don't want the stream to last 4 hours. So Wei Yin Chen versus the Braves, looking like he's in a nice spot. The Braves have struggled a little bit with lefties. Let's go take a look at the FIP and xFIP. All right. I know he's not missing much. Best 340 Woba, 278 band average. xFIP, not the worst, but not the greatest FIP. All right, pretty bad. Like, can't raise that 20% margin. Okay. Giving up a 35.1 hard contact, pretty much a fly ball pitcher. So maybe if you want to take a 1 off, maybe some Jeffrey and Core, maybe even Tyler Flowers, but I'm not too high on Braves bats. So kind of moving from there. We just to make sure, we're gonna look at some of his other numbers. All right, stuff not elite at all. So uh, we got Aaron Blair. They brought him back up. Oh my God, we definitely got to get some Marlins bats. Definitely locking in Suzuki again as the hitting machine. Aaron Blair. 6.7 swing strike, 89.1 zone contact. He's not missing any bats at all. Okay. 432 over the lefties. The FIP and XFIP extremely high to lefties. The XFIP extremely high to righties. Not really missing any bats. Okay. The hard contact's more to lefties though, so we'll probably look more to lefties to look for the home runs and stuff like that. So definitely liking some lefties versus Aaron Blair. Let's see Suzuki's price. Suzuki's price that he's still cheap as hell on DK 2.5, so I definitely have to take advantage of that. Maybe some Justin Bour at 3.5, even possibly some Derek Dietrich. So I like him there too. So we definitely get some lefties from the Marlins. Zuna's been killing it as well, but I don't really want to pay 4.5 for him. So next game, we got Chase Anderson, reverse splits pitcher versus the Reds. So already looking at it, Duval's looking like a nice play. I think Duval's going to be super high on. Maybe I don't like Brandon Phillips at 3.5, but he could be a good play. Kozar, I like him. Alfredo Simon, you just play lefty, so pretty much VR, Scooter Jeanette, maybe Kirk Newhouse, but I don't like that price on him. So I'll probably fade him. Damn, Scooter is 4.1. Sheesh, I didn't even look at the price. I don't like the price on those guys either, but it is in Miller, so it could be a good option actually. So got Bumgarner versus the Rockies. Not gonna pick on Bumgarner. Definitely not gonna have some no exposure to main cores. Let's go look at Eddie Butler though. I think he's been pretty bad for the most part. This is like the one Rockies pitcher that has like consistently been bad, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Swing strike down. Okay. All right. Let's see. Three. Okay. So he hasn't been horrible. 323 over the lefties, and he pitches in course. Course 614 at home though. When you playing course. Okay. Home versus lefties. Home versus righties. Just take a look at that. The FIP and XFIP, the lefties is pretty bad though. So let's see the hard contact. 43.2. So right off the bat, now this is the day you play Crawford. Um, for 5,400. Sheesh. Sheesh. I don't know how I feel about that. But let's see who has the most pop in their bats from the Giants this year. Uh, okay. So Brendan Bell, who's been injured, hopefully he comes back today. Trevor Brown. Brendan Crawford has 234 ISO. Span, we know he doesn't have any power. Panic is in the pretty. Let's see Panic's price. Okay, Panic 4.9, Span 5.2. Sheesh. Brendan Bell 4.8, Brendan Crawford 5.4. So these guys are extremely expensive. So maybe there's some merit to actually getting a cheap. Nah, I don't know if I really want to fade. Maybe you can fade Hendricks, but Salazar like him too much upside there. Um, because this is a day where I feel like you might have to force in some Giants bets because I actually I actually want to pick on the pitcher. I'm not a guy for picking on Chadwood or John Gray or something like that, or even Chad Bettis. He's been a pretty good ground ball pitcher, so uh, definitely gotta have some Giants exposure though. We'll see when we finish with this. Finish going through the games if we can make a line up there. Next week, okay. Oh, so that's pretty much done for the early slate. So then we'll talk about the late slate. So we'll pretty much try to make a lineup here. Maybe we can fade. Let's see if we can find some value first, and then we'll look for the studs. Okay, Stephen Boyd is the boy now. Not gonna be able to do it. Okay. But yeah, I like him. This could be a tournament lineup though. So right now, man, with this kind of a slate, I might have to just mess with tournaments because I'm not trying to fade any Giants bets here. And I really like Salazar and Hendricks as the best players. So uh, let's see. First baseman, I really don't want to pay down. Okay, yeah. Mm, Justin Bohr, I like him too. I like getting my first baseman at hitters parks though. Uh, Brandon Bell, man, let's see how long he's with the can. All right, so he's actually expected to start Saturday, so we can get some Belt there. See if we can find some value elsewhere though. I like Listella if he plays versus Eichhoff. Starling Castro's in a good spot versus Moore. We just looked at those numbers. T-Trick 3,300. He's cheap. Oh, yeah, and of course, the one guy that's going to help us fit everything. Suzuki. So we got 5K to work. We got pretty much 4,100 to work with on average. Gotta have Crawford. Do we have to have Crawford? For the most part, it's Crawford or VR for me. And Simon is just as bad as freaking Butler, so maybe we can get some VR there. Second base, I like Scooter a lot. Let's see. Then outfield, we got 3,600 to work with. Adam Duvall, 3,900 versus reverse splits pitcher. Can't go wrong there. He just homered today too, so he'll probably be high on. We know Duvall's crushing right-handed pitching. Maybe some Melky. I did say I like Melky a little bit for tournaments. Let's see if there's any cheap guys down here. I'm trying to look for some super value. Maybe PR, Floor could be sneaky. So I don't know who I'm gonna put in my last outfield. Now that I think about it, man, I'm not gonna do the late slate. I'll probably actually do that tomorrow because I'm kind of tired too. This last outfield is pretty tough. Let me see. I like Alex Presley too. He's had some decent game versus right-handed pitching and sure, just not gonna start. Melky, do I really want to trust Melky versus Ventura? Probably not. Rayburn versus a lefty, Bumgarner and Coors. That could be a sneaky play in tournaments. Let me see if there's a pitcher under Hendricks. Maybe if you want to you can fade Hendricks and go Wei and Chen versus a team that struggle with lefties. Now we got 3,900 to work with. Let's see. Cargo versus Bumgarner. Nah. Cargo's not even gonna start tomorrow. Crush Davis. Okay. I like Jason Hayward a little bit. This is tough. We'll figure it out though. I'm gonna just say lock in for a tournament. I think you could work with that, man, for a tournament. Probably not gonna have no exposure to Giants bats. I mean to Rocky bats. But this is just to make the lineup work. So let me know what you guys think, man. Hopefully you guys appreciate the stream. Probably do one for the latest late tomorrow. If I'm feeling all right. So with that being said, man, don't forget to give this a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit me up on Twitter, man. If anything, you can have some dialogue going about the slate for tomorrow. I'll take a look at the comments. Okay, just people retweeting. So yeah, man. With that being said, definitely about to bring this to an end. If there's nobody in the chat right now, which there isn't, so gonna head up out of here, man. Hopefully we all win some money. Peace.